We're heading over to Abyss. Z11 starting on attack. Alter Ego on defense. And I hear you say, ooh, Raph.
Yeah, I didn't realize they're on a 10-map win streak, but
Yeah, it's crazy.
it is. Is Abyss going to be the end of this? Is Alter Ego going to be responsible for snapping that streak? Well, find out on your current episode of VCTC, powered by Soup, of course, guys. Just to, remind everybody what they're watching. Double innie for both these teams. I don't think there's been anything too crazy, especially with the comps regarding Abyss. At the same time, it is that logic of, yes, we're probably just going to play it like Ascent. I do think it is going to be a bit more flexible, just considering the size of it. But I will say this again. Usually the defending team has a gigantic disadvantage simply because of the rotation times. Although safe can take so long on this map.
Oh yeah, there is a tendency for a lot of these things to extend in the timers, but maybe this is a different approach as we get to see the pistol round. Endo, of course, leading the charge here. Might be first contact with Natya, with the Sheriff at that. Doesn't flash anyone, instead flashes teammate and still able to get a kill from Killsey. Endo, on the other hand, just trying to jump up and down from the ropes, succeeds, and there you go. They get control of the site.
There is something about A main that induces
there is.
a lot.
It has happened before.
Yeah, a lot of
Yesterday.
round-losing team flashes. But in a 3v5, as time is winding down, Alter Ego at a hefty disadvantage here. Cut is going to find a few kills along with his teammate, but this looks like it's not done and dusted just yet.
Should, though, already 18 HP. Feels like he wouldn't be able to survive, but we've seen crazy stuff in Valorant before. Tapping the spike, gets to bait out the gravity well at least, but the high-low could potentially end the life of Should. But there you go. It is Z11 winning pistol.
They just play the numbers game really well. Like I mentioned, Z11 very good at leveraging the fundamentals. Play numbers, play time. When it comes to the very basics of the game, this is the team to watch. And if they continue with that as a foundation, they're definitely only going to become a bigger problem for the rest of the stage and obviously for the rest of the competing teams. Alter Ego, I'm not entirely sure how well they fare when it comes to ecos, and I think Abyss is a map that also doesn't lend itself to the weaker buys. Ooh, not sure why Gon would do that without any support. Perhaps it was a miscomm, but not a good start for a defending team already.
Playing very aggressively. Z11 trying to get default in, waiting for the timing. And Sayu able to dodge death for a moment as the rest of Z11 decide to pull away.
Oh, well, I don't really know if Alter Ego have something planned as of the moment. The way they're positioning is they're just trying to catch the stack going into B. If they could get a massive suppress here by Adrian King, then it could potentially be a free cross, but Should again with the classic gets a few kills here.
Ooh.
And suddenly it's turned on its head.
A little bit of a plot twist here. Now Sayu on the way to the flank, tapping on the spike, baiting a reaction. Fast bait able to find a kill, make that a double. That makes it all clear to go. And there it is, Sayu though, unable to fight against the Bulldog. Hardora is going to be finishing that one, and it's a 2-0 for Z11.
Simple as that.
Expensive though, losing 3 to the classics and a few ghosts. Trying to see where the point of error here was for Z11, but Alter Ego, now they have a chance at taking the swing back here. Obviously, some of the players had to buy up on the side of Z11. It could potentially be a telling sign that there might be some stability issues when it comes to economy over time. But Alter Ego, like I said, they are going to be hinging off that suppress value from Adrian King simply because Endo just does not want to walk in without a dash. I think that should be obvious, but there have been a few timing issues here and there. And an early fight again for control. This time, no team really overcommitting to the gunfight.
The stack has been identified, which enables the 11 to make a move onto B, but there's a lot of things to bait out first before anything else. And here we go.
boy.
Here comes the execute. Endo dashing through. Gravity Wells gonna prop him above as should. Gets a kill into Killsy. Now he goes down. Fontu's able to get a trade at least. Picks up the spike, but at an exchange of how low his health is. So Nakia is gonna get taken down. So much value off of Fontu's life. Now they're forced to push right in. He's the only one left in the crossfire set. And there we go. Alter Ego takes the bonus.
So there's a little bit of data on the side of Alter Ego now. For the last 3 rounds, or rather 2 rounds, Z11 have been trying to prod towards A to see if there's going to be resistance, and if they find it, they do post up on mid just a little bit to see if anybody contests the rotate and ultimately end up towards B. Now, this should prompt Alter Ego to maybe throw some utility towards A main just to goad Z11 into running into a bigger B stack. At Z11, they might be thinking of that as well. And now,
Revealing area.
with the weapons on both sides here, this is a breaking point, and Killsy finds Nakia overstaying his welcome towards A main.
Yeah, this is definitely something that we saw a few rounds ago as well. It's the early challenge onto main at A, at the crevices. And it feels like Z11 constantly, if they don't get a kill, they get information. They might get another one as soon as they just keep inching closer and closer to this spot. But here we go, utility now ready, but no one has picked up the spike yet. They want to make sure that this call is right.
Definitely don't want to misplay here, especially knowing that Z11 have the advantage. Gun only has one piece of utility available at the moment, but the stars are already set. Z11 had to be careful here. Again, if they find the correct suppress here, then those stars could be a moot point for the defense, but it does look like they're going to engage on this execute.
Look at that, the patience coming from Sayu might pay off, but instead is gonna get traded. Endo seeking past
Wow.
into backside, but then everybody's just pretty much everywhere. It's very hard to know where to look.
Spike planted.
That's true. All up to Should and Adrian King to try and clutch this out.
Enemy remaining.
Freebie given though by Adrian King, so in a 1v4. Should has a chance of doing a little bit of eco damage. Anything after that is a happy bonus. Whoa.
That could be a big bonus here. Let's see though. Able to jiggle peek, but Baspay just faster on the trigger. As the 11 continues their lead in the first half.
Oh, that's a little dangerous there on the last exchanges here. I think what they're trying to do is to scout out where this Astro's position to maybe, aside from scanning close, they can get a free walk-in. But that is easier said than done. They might just have to dissect mid and maybe pressure from library if they want to push out this defense. But so far, with a very direct approach, Rico, they're not having any issues. If anything, Alter Ego's giving away some free damage when they post up towards A main.
Yep, exactly. It feels like they're just so ready to take these gun duels on main. Decide to just pull back. Maybe doing it thrice in a row might be a bit over eager or wishful thinking. So I do get this. Focus on mid instead.
That they are. Again, Alter Ego has enough data to gauge on how Z11 would react to some of the pressure. But now Z11, they're mixing it up. Alter Ego, they feel something is amiss. I really don't agree with Gon being the first point of contact here. Although it is still an eco, those stars could prove to be dangerous. But hey, you know what? I'm wrong. I'm wrong again. Gon gets two massive kills.
Got him.
Got him.
Well,
Scanning ahead.
exactly. Two kills, and that's a sheriff at that, I'm sure. Z11 did not take that into the equation. Now they're having to fight through the back foot here, and they continue to lose more lives on their end. There's the smoke dissipating. Bausbabe trying to recover this round as Killsey will try to scout, but the Cosmic Divide are going to
Whoa.
make things more
Spike
challenging.
planted.
There's two people next to Bass Babe. Good thing he's able to exit, but the plant is now in. Let's see how they retake this.
I love the skin.
Same.
Amandir is so cool. No, Boss Babe with the rifle takes the challenge head on. Should doing work himself. 2v1 Riku. How is this gonna pan out? It's Killzy sizzling the opposition here. It looks so good though.
I make an
Oh,
exception.
what? Come on. Whoa.
That was spectacular coming from Killzy there. It started off really great for the side of Alter Ego, able to get 2, but the Cosmic Divide truly put a wet blanket on their retake plans, and it felt like a doable round, but it's just Killzy that practically ruined everything.
I don't know what they could have done after the 2 kills. I mean, everything seemed like it was a sound decision on the side of Alter Ego. Got swung, got 2. There was no trade. I think they traded a position for the crossfire here. They let the plant go, knowing that they had the advantage on that retake. Maybe if they timed the flash better, or if they had another scouting piece of utility, they could have confirmed how the post plant was going to be. I'm trying to replay the round in my mind if it's not obvious. They also invested a Cosmic Divide, right, on the side of, I think it was Z11, so... well... was it Z11's Cosmic Divide? Either
Yeah,
way, Alter
it is,
Ego
yes.
made it really expensive because they found a bunch of kills anyway. Destabilized that economy, number 1. But at this point, man, they're up 3 rounds. Really convincing rounds too. Alter Ego, they look like they want to play this a little bit slower, maybe get Nokia going. This early action towards A main though, towards lobby is getting a bit predictable, if I'm being honest with you.
And still
But why are we doing
working from from Z11. I just want to point out it was the Cosmic Divide of Bass Babe, and yet it's 3 off
wow.
until he's
Yeah.
back at it again. It's crazy.
I'm really curious what the defensive philosophy here is for Alter Ego. It just feels like they're giving unwarranted challenges towards A lobby. Sure, the shots were landing for gun, but for the most part, it's one of the reasons why they're down a few rounds here. There's just so many resources being expended just to shoo Z11 away. Every time they'd lose a member, Z11 would just walk in with a clear-cut body advantage. Alter Ego, they know this is a hard map to rotate on, so I'm not entirely sure why they're risking it so early.
Perhaps it's the mind games operating again, as Nokia is on the operator. They get a trade.
Ooh.
Well, a delayed trade at that. Nokia able to back away from the smoke, so the timing is so unfortunate. Hardora takes advantage of it. Bass Babe gonna get a kill onto Should. Godin trying to be patient here as the smoke dissipates. Sayu on CT here, just trying to find the targets, finds the head. As Killzy backs away, respects the potential of that big retake on a 2v3 situation. He's quite low already. They can't revive their other member here. Killzy, 30 HP, but the Cosmic Divide now being used themselves. There is that gravity well, but I don't think it encircles the entirety of that spike. Bass Babe's gonna peek, and then the dart's gonna finish the job.
Wow. So much patience on the side of Z11 too. They potentially could have had a chance to maybe a bit more impatient in that situation specifically, but they chose to keep it cool. They knew they had all the utility in the pocket of Killzy, banked on all his shots, not his shots rather, his shock darts. Everything went swell from there. Now Alter Ego, they might just have to reorder their defensive lineup here. So far, it feels like there's been a lack of layering towards A. Yes, there are a few stars being put down, but there's really nothing to stop the dash. I understand that they don't want a clear vulnerability towards B as well, in case Z11 decide to walk up on that site. But the forecast for a lot of these Z11 attacks are towards A.
Yeah.
They need an extra layer of defense.
And it's
Take flight.
and they pull back. I like the adjustment from Alter Ego. They decide not to peek anymore. They will decide to try and find a pick on mid in case there is someone pushing up, maybe a lurker. But, you know, Z11 really stacks well and reads the map very well.
Yeah, right? Because, like, if I were in Z11 shoes and there hasn't been any real, like, resistance towards A, because so far it's only been like, okay, there's a Nebula and there's a guy who swings at most. Sometimes there is a flash, but most of the time the flash is supporting the backside player and not the front side engagement. So Z11, if they're doing the math, that's almost a free site. Like I said, there's nothing to stop them except Gone again with that Sheriff from walking in.
Even a Cosmic Divide used. I feel like I've been seeing a lot of Cosmic Divides in this game. Kelsey and the rest gets a trade. Make that a triple. Coming in massive here. Fontus gets a piece of the pie himself, but should. The only one left with the Sheriff at hand. What can you do is the question in this situation.
I must wait.
I'm going to enter through tower, but post-plan positions are already in line.
Well, Should has been performing really good in terms of finding these exit frags, but as I mentioned, maybe they need to rotate him earlier towards A simply because his impact is a bit more important in the early junction, right? Because look, he's winning his duels when he shouldn't be. At this point in time, it's just damaging the economy, and it makes me wonder, why isn't he on A a bit more? Like, what is the reason why Alter Ego is putting him on B? I mean, we all know why, right? Because it's Cypher, duh. Solo B. But you're down 5 rounds. So you need to do something about this.
Yeah, perhaps there might be a swap. I feel like the reason why in the previous rounds is because they had the operator when it was their buy round, so it felt like it could have been sufficient, especially you have your Astra and your flashes for your Jet for Nokia. But yeah, I want to give praise to Kelsey and Babe. They've been so massive in all of these rounds. Constantly their post plan has been monstrous. It's just so hard to counter. And now they've identified again where the stack is going to be. So they're heading straight here to B.
Like I said, Should is a problem. He is getting value wherever he finds a fight. And this might also be part of Z11's game plan. Maybe let's just avoid this guy altogether. He is causing a lot of pain, and now the rest of Alter Ego are here to back him up too.
Oh, it's not over. Oh!
Spike down B.
Really good delay from Sayu to catch off the timing and rhythm of Killsy here. So now the terrifying duo of the post plant is not available. The other half, at least. But Babe is still around. Ardora has a good angle on top of the box. But here comes the retake. Babe finds the one. And now they're just sprawling right in, finding these cheeky angles. And
oh my
now
gosh.
he finally falls. Fontus, again, in this off angle to the side, tries to jiggle, but not yet ends his life. And there we go. Alter Ego breaks Z11's momentum.
Boy, I know I voted for Z11 to win this, and clearly they have their round lead, but I think my legacy hit points go to Alter Ego simply because I've been a fan of them a bit longer. Yeah, like I said, it just feels like there's a lot more value, and Should is taking the front lines here. Look at him, he has 11 kills, but they're only up 2 rounds. I mean, they only have 2 rounds, so something has to be adjusted. Z11, I'm pretty sure they're just gonna not go to B altogether. They're gonna lurk it a little bit, see if there is still a Cypher setup, and they're gonna bully their way towards A.
Yeah, they have not touched mid at all. It's just maybe some slight presence here and there, maybe onto catwalk, but they pull back and still stack to A or B, which, you know, has been working out for them. There hasn't exactly been a challenge. I feel like it's also Alter Ego okay giving up a bit of space. They do have a lot of utility to work with.
I'm just genuinely curious how Alter Ego is processing their other protocol at the moment, because this lineup or this configuration in general statistically is not working out for them. Now Endo's gonna have an unresponded kill yet again, free.
And there is no stars, no utility anymore on the buy round for Alter Ego. Killsy immediately trades things off. Should again, one of the star players of Alter Ego is gonna fall in the hands of Endo. And this is upgrades for Z11.
Oh boy. Alter Ego not in a good spot again. Nokia and Adrian King might just have to save up here. They're not in a good state to attempt this. Think they should have one more buy up on Adrian King, but only him. Nokia and the rest of the gang are hobbling in terms of credit. And Z11, they're honestly happy to just take away whatever weapons fall their way.
Yep, potential thirsty on the way. Endo with 30 HP. There's just 1 HP left. It's still Nokia able to look at the right direction. Down to 1 HP, and he even recovers the round. They have a lot of time to get this defuse. And there we go. Adrian King and Nokia clutches this out.
Okay, I did not take into consideration whiffs could be possible. Okay, my bad. that was an insane whiff though. Like, I really did not think it would end up being that bad. Great 2vx though by Adrian King and Nokia just to tear into that post-plant defense. And that should give them a second win, give them a little bit more confidence to try and impose their will on this map.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Praise adorable.
It's quite the surprise, and that could give Alter Ego that extra confidence that they need to, you know, sort of catch up, and it's most likely the reason why they're back to, you know, challenging and pressing a bit forward onto A main.
Yeah, well, because what this is telling me is that Alter Ego don't want to take a guess early round. They just really want to confirm how Z11 is going to attack this, and now Z11 have denied that information. They're expecting a push here. Could be timely, but Fontes does not see the shoulder of Nokia. A 0 point in response. Just check how many. Look at this. They're double dipping, Riku.
Oh yeah, there's a bit of a delay as well. Maybe Nokia with a crossfire with Sayu. Oh, sorry, Adrian King. Do they budge? The owl drone's gonna spot this crossfire out.
No.
They're forced to dash away. Maybe casually walk away. Use the smoke. So there is safety in the darkness here.
Should have been Adrian King to front that, just to pocket Nokia a little bit better. But once again, the execute towards A is gonna happen. Can Alter Ego defend?
That's the question, and that might be the answer here. But a trade immediately kills Z. Just looking at the right place at the right time constantly. In a split second. The round feels like it's over, but remember, Sayu should. They can still clutch this out. This time it's not a 1v3, it's a 2v3. And this round might be a bit doable.
Should has neural theft. Finds a corpse, then it's going to be extra info, but high-low again for Endo. They don't catch the Cypher the first time.
That's true. As long as they are able to identify now, Sayu doesn't have an angle, and still the high-low denied, caught out of utility. Fontu's now down to a 1v1 situation. They have utilities. They're gonna push right in. It's not planted for him, and still Z11 continues their streak.
Now the small things are adding up for Alter Ego. Like I said, maybe it should have been Adrian King to front that owl drone, but then if he was gonna do it, then Z11 had an educated guess on how Nokia might be playing. Either way, support flash could have maybe helped that situation if they wanted to stick around. Beautiful Astra smoke to cover their exit, though. Same time, that clutch was just way too close for comfort for Z11. Shouldn't really bother them too much because they will have one more buy in the first half if this goes Ori. But Alter Ego, they want to make this doable for a second half comeback.
Yeah, for sure. Especially we are on towards latter stages of, you know, the first half here. Now, this is a different scenario that Z11 is doing. Usually they have more of a stack onto A. Endo! What was that? They always catch Alter Ego by surprise.
Man, Alter Ego have a plethora of intel gather, but still choosing to face check. Z11 happy to give them a gentle reminder that maybe don't do that. It does look like the stack is interested in taking B. There is a few vulnerabilities towards mid that Alter Ego might want to address. Once again, they don't have a cam or anything to passively gain info, or at least momentarily. We did see the check, but here it is, Sayo trying to frontline.
And there he is, in an instant. Alter Ego falling down like dominoes, and there's only one player left to try and defend this one out, but Sight sprawling with members of Z11. Crazy stuff.
I hope it doesn't sound like I'm molding over Alter Ego.
I feel like it's
I kind of am, though, honestly. Like,
little bit.
I just think, and again, maybe this is the inner Alter Ego fan. They have a lot more to give. Like, historically speaking, Alter Ego has been such a great org to watch, who's been, I guess, reasonably consistent all throughout their stays. But right now, Abyss is just not their map. Hopefully they can bounce back on Lotus, but Z11, they're quite powerful on that three-sided map as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think we've seen I think Abyss is probably the map in the pool alongside Pearl on where we get to see dominating matches compared to the rest, where it's a bit more even. But we don't know that yet for sure, as it is still the first half. The Cosmic Divide is not going to allow Gotten to escape at all. Even gets a bonus for second at that, climbing towards tower. Sayu and Nakia are going to keep this even, but a close shorty shot is going to take him down. And now it's post-plant time.
Should again in a familiar situation, but a decently long trek for him come into sight alongside Sayu. They do have a Hunter's Fury available, but how they make it work is a question we might have to wonder on.
We'll find out real soon. Drone already used. Unable to catch someone at backside. Endo though with a peek. Now they know. Now with Endo circling back and forth, just buying time, causing confusion. Knife to the head. Then that's Fontus following it up. No ace for Endo, but it doesn't matter. It's a 9-3 end of the half.
Really strong showing here by Z11 on their map pick. Confident to defend Abyss away from Alter Ego. Just not the same story for Indo squad here.
Welcome back, everybody. It's the first half already has, well, concluded. Now we're on the way to a second half. It's the switch. Z11 with a 9-3 lead. Let's see, though, how Alter Ego tries to come back on their first map.
Hopefully their attacking side is a bit more impressive than their defense. Because now they can dictate on how they want to take the side, or rather how to take the fights. The 11 with a full head of steam, looking to steamroll this second half.
Endo again with first blood, just breezing by. They want to escape, they want to run away. But I feel like Alter Ego is just having to be prevented from escaping. Now they're able to rotate at least.
Nakia did drop a sheriff on the floor here. Could be a potential weapon to pick up if you're gone. Not sure where the stars are situated on the side of Alter Ego at the moment, but it doesn't look like they want to give away any tell. Should try to impose a lurk threat, but it's Endo around the corner.
It's super scary, especially with this off angle. We'll decide to leave his station as they roll back into B. Endo finds another kill, Gotten with a trade. Now they do have the spike, but Sayu with a long flank from mid sees the one. Doesn't find anyone in the corner as Killsey is gonna hide inside the smoke, and they see it coming. Fast reflexes, and that's just Fontus and Bassbabe. The only two left, 14 seconds on the clock. They do have time to plant the spike. Bassbabe now identifies where the rest are. Just trying to identify where everybody's at. And all up to Fontus to try and clutch this out. It's still a 1v3. This is gonna be a tall order. As now Fontus slowly sneaking his way in, but they peek all together. And Alter Ego takes this pistol round in the bag.
I appreciate how aggressive Fontus was taking that space in the 1v3. I feel like a lot of teams would expect somebody to just kind of hang back and maybe get the ones on a stray peek. But Fontus wanted to be the more proactive player in that situation. At the same time, what a find by Alter Ego to really scale their way through the gap towards mid and then eventually getting that flank. Now they have a clear advantage when it comes to the weapons here. They should be able to convert this round and hopefully get their bearings set for the second half. Z11, a proactive defense on their end too.
Even getting a bit far advanced, trying to catch them off guard. But Nakia is so prepared
Here.
for them moving forward.
Enemy remaining.
And now, Bass Babe has fallen from
Spike
CT.
planted.
Wait, was that intentional? Because his corpse is super far away, unless he tried to go for the jump.
That
I don't
is
think it was
a
intentional.
possibility. I don't think it was intentional. Yeah. Might be trying to jump through the back of CT.
Yeah, but his corpse is so far away. I'm not sure.
True. Although we'll see. I don't know either. Fontus though trying to take a slow peek in, but Alter Ego with the winning the anti-eco. Now really curious how Z11 fares well and defends through you know, with the rifles, but Nakia had such amazing aim with the Marshall here in this round.
Interesting stuff for both ends, really. I think Nakia is slowly coming alive. Did have a bit of trouble trying to spearhead his offense in the previous half, but now, or rather to anchor a little bit as a jet, but now spearheading the offense is a bit more natural to him. Alter Ego looking to gather some info and maybe pressure towards mid. Z11 just kind of hovering around this part of the map too. They go for a 2-1-2 instead of Alter Ego's 1-1-3, which has its own merits, I'd say.
I really love the contrasting approach of both Alter Ego and Z11 on their attacking ends. There's more emphasis on mid pressure rather than a main pressure for Z11 earlier on the attacking side.
Well, the drone has been expended here just to get that safety going for Z11. Can't really find anything on their end, but this time this could be the piece of utility to sell the fake for Alter Ego, but so far Z11 is not budging. They still have a lot of players towards A.
They're already rotating as well. Nakia already pretty much in, climbing on top, but Fontu's gonna find Adrian King as well. What is that? Killer instincts.
Seconds left.
Spidey senses tingling and gotten able to get the spike down. So many tagged members on the side of Alter Ego. There's no heal on their end, so there is a chance for Z11 to get this retake on the board. Endo slowly creeping in. Smokes are there to bridge the gap. Killsey is gonna go onto the defuse. And Endo, though, doesn't have an angle at all, is seen by Nakia first. Tapping the spike to get a bait reaction, but slowly but surely, Alter Ego slowly coming back into this game.
I thought for sure that would have been a free frag on the side of Boss Babe here, but again, quick reactions on the side of, I believe, Nakia, playing from height, creating around, getting a piece for himself. Now Alter Ego looking much more confident on their attacking end. We have mentioned that this is decently attacker-sided, if not incredibly attacker-sided, but again, there should have been a lot more being done on the defense. Z11 is now stumped on how they want to approach this. A lot of guesswork, perhaps.
Yeah, and it's bit of a mystery for sure on where they want to tackle. It does seem A has been a constant threat for both attacking sides. This is quite different. Z11 now giving a bit more attention on to mid, see if they can get a pick.
That's what they are waiting for at the moment. These early finds could be worth their weight in gold for Z11, but Alter Ego doing such a great job of once again being patient themselves. Sure, they were trying to maybe take a little bit more presence on their defensive side, but right now they know Z11 have to take a guess of where the opposition is. But Hardora, what is that?
That was a crazy shot as soon as I don't think Nakia even landed. That's how fast the frag was. Sayu though, hiding in beyond the smoke. And again, gets another kill, but look at them falling down like flies. Trades for days, 2v1. Better weapon on the side of Sayu. Doesn't exactly have the best position here, but has an angle on the spike at least. Across bridge. Here comes the smoke. Tapping the spike, not just yet. They still need to know the location. There you go. Now they have identified. Not gonna tap on the spike just yet. No double peek is possible. And the scan is gonna be there. He hears the footsteps. He's gonna go around. Gonna buy at some time. And Sayu goes in amongst the confusion. Has won the clutch. And Alter Ego continues their streak on the second half.
I like that little play they did on the spike, though. I mean, normally you'd have one player just kind of stick maybe to half, but in that very moment, you're allowing the other player to get a clean 1v1. It didn't work out, as Sayu was just way too sharp for Z11 here, especially with the weapons not being favorable. Now Z11 go for a timeout here. They might have a little bit of panic, Rico, because it feels like this momentum on the side of Alter Ego is snowballing into possibly critical mass.
Yeah, it's again, it's the nature of Abyss, it seems, on where it's quite. It's not exactly a challenge to get into, well, the spike zone, or able to plant the spike. It's quite the easy access, but retake must be a nightmare for the defensive half for sure. So there are so many close calls. Maybe the timeout, maybe the coach has seen maybe some errors in the 1v2 situation, perhaps. The window, the buddy system didn't work out too well, but at the same time, Sayu did a phenomenal job finding those minuscule angles to get the isolated fights, despite Z11, the two members were, sort of next to each other.
That's the thing, too. I feel like finding a clean 1v1 against Z11 is difficult enough simply because Z11 is very mechanically strong, which is a given at this level, right? At the same time, the way they position themselves, there's always a trade waiting to happen or a piece of utility supporting them. And that's what I mean by them being so good at the basics of Valorant, that their upside is so high. At the moment, I feel like what worries me the most is that since they're so young, even though they have possibly a really good coaching staff behind them, emotions can still get to you. And that's just like a really common problem for young players.
That's true. It's it does happen, especially when you have already swung the first half into your favor. But I feel like that is definitely what are the natures of Valorant for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see now, 40 seconds on the clock here. It is a stack on to B. The call will be here. Cosmic Divide now utilized, having the entire site. No kills just yet. Cardora using the smoke to just try to be sneaky, but instead has fallen. And now the site is clear. Guess what? Kill C is right there, but somebody's on window to spot out the trade. Cosmic Divide about to go down real soon. But then they are already on post-plant positions. Fontu's slowly dissecting each and every corner to see if he can find a pick early. But the smoke is just going to ruin timing. Guess not! The spray transfer onto window, making it into a 1v2. Will Bassbabe able to clutch this out? Time is ticking. Able to take the same route. Kelsey earlier doesn't find the kill. Should takes him down. And now Alter Ego is one round away to take it even.
So close yet so far. A little bit of panic in that final spray towards the last player towards main here. Would have been really impressive, but yes, there are cracks now on the side of Z11. Like we mentioned, it could be the age factor. It could be potentially their first rodeo on VCTC finally getting to them. But Alter Ego cannot discredit this incredible comeback from such a, like abysmal first half to an impressive attacking side.
Yeah, their hold has been incredible. Their post plan has been stellar. It's just so hard to break all the defenses that, well, Alter Ego has once the spike goes down. It feels like there hasn't been a round where Z11 is able to prevent
flight.
the spike from even happening. So what happens beyond the plant is something that, you know, Z11 is truly struggling with at the moment.
A good point to bring up. I mean, Z11, sure, they keep themselves alive for that to happen, but Alter Ego have completely changed the script here. If their utility layering was lacking on their defense, their post plan has been really tough to crack. It's been an absolute shell. And Z11 just can't find a way to get them out of it. Oh no.
Oh dear, they're changing strategies as well. Oh, but Fonta's and Endo, they're prepared for this onslaught from
One enemy
Catbot,
remaining.
and in an instant, the Thrifty happens. I felt like it came out of nowhere.
Definitely did. Z11 finally get around on the board here off the back of an emphatic eco. A lot of fancy shots, landing in a lot of value from, you know, the attention pull on the side of Endo, despite Nakia missing those blades. I feel like that was a little unfortunate, but hey, here we are. Timeout now on the side of Alter Ego. They're like, yeah, maybe let's not do that.
Yeah, and that was the first time they've invested more members onto Catwalk and breaking vents rather. And you know, Z11 was actually prepared for that segment.
That's just what it is sometimes, how prepared you are to take the fight regardless of what you have in your hands, and getting caught by surprise is something that happens to everybody. Alter Ego, it just happened at such an important point in the match, because that should have been their equalizer, but now Z11 have stormed back. I think this allows him to upgrade too with a bit more stability, so that should be 2 rounds worth of full buys.
How do you act when you're surprised, Raph? What do you say or do? Do you gasp?
Like off air, I don't actually know, because like the gasping is, I feel like it's an on-air thing, right? Like if you really are being like honest about it. Like,
That's true.
Gasp.
Because you have no way to tell and to share that you're surprised when
Yeah,
you know,
right?
the camera's in the game. But I was just a little curious. But looking at this one though, Shud does have that camera.
Cage
And now an operator in the hands of Endo.
Here.
Maybe there is some sort of value later on. They're slowly creeping into A though. They're doing it again. Part 2, take 2, maybe. Second time's the charm, perhaps, with Boss Babe. Thought he could pull a fast one. Endo as well gets 2 kills before he falls down. Now it's a 3v3. Let's see how this hold goes.
Spatial advantage here by Alter Ego. Although Fontes does have null command here if they want to even this out. Maybe remove the dash from the equation, but Sayu finds the fellow initiator.
And removing the null command into the equation for this retake as well. Especially Z11 is starting to break
Give me a corpse.
the score line from 9 to 10. Hardora gonna do with the peak, and Adrian King is able to find the targets, and Adrian King is at the right place at the right time. And there we go. Alter Ego closing in once more.
1 round gap now for Alter Ego to traverse. Z11 making it such a difficult case now for free walk-in. It does look like the adjustments are slowly getting implemented on both sides, but at this rate, Alter Ego should have an easier time trying to bully their way through the map. Pardon me for the lack of a better term, but now Z11, there's no aggression towards mid whatsoever, and I think this is the reason why that library
I know
walk-up is so
exactly where.
free. What are we doing?
What? Buy one, take one, Adrian King. A little bit of a shopping spree over here. And now Alter Ego, happy about that one for
Right
sure.
here.
Happy would be one way to describe it. Z11 are down to the bare bones of each site. Oh,
Yep.
Fontes, I don't know about this one, buddy.
Good thing. Have I easily identified. All the players are there. Caught off utility. Adrian King ain't stopping. And Alter Ego has complete control of the site. No null command for
Spike
this.
planted.
Only a Hunter's Fury and a Neural Theft to use for this round. But I don't know if there's an opening because it's just a classic and a Sheriff.
Scratching my head a little bit here. If I was Z11, not a lot of leeway being given by the opposite side here, but something has to change. The defensive layout just simply has not been working. Sure, there was a little bit of success when Endo had the operator, but other than that, they kept getting flooded from heaven and from the library side of things. Ardora might just have to concede here just so he doesn't give away the ult orb that he does. Z11 might need to change the timing here too, because Alter Ego, they're getting really comfy walking around the map here.
Yeah, it's that A challenge again. Even getting two very early. And the unfortunate thing is that,
This goes here.
I mean, yes, it was an eco round, so perhaps it was just quite a difficult situation to go up against these big rifles, but I guess it's 2 rounds in a row where they couldn't have a null command to use for retake. And as well as the stars as well to stop and execute, as Bass Babe unfortunately fell quite early. So perhaps there is that challenge at the opening rounds to really stop this onslaught from Alter Ego when those two things are, you know, off the table.
I think there should be a bit more presence towards mid, but then again, this could be result-based analysis from me. Simply because there just have been 3 walk-ups here. They're not worried about ramp or anything, top mid. They're not worried about box pressure. They're not worried about getting flanked from A. Because even if they break the trap, that's still going to be a lot of like mental pressure and Alter Ego to deal with the flank. So naturally their attention is going to be divided, but now they shuffle it again. They try to go for B. There is a bit more resistance here in terms of utility, but the Cosmic Divide play will come and materialize.
Window though, has an angle on window. Gotten has been gotten. Nakia is able to get a trade. Endo trying his best to fight another, but Sayu shuts him down. 3v4 situation. There's a lot of ultimates in the line here. There is the null command now utilizes flash. Won't be taken advantage of just yet. Adrian King before the Cosmic Divide fully forms. The Spontus tries his best to dodge his own flash, but unable to capitalize on that one. Good job by Bass Babe to get the that frag, and they're able to find the one. Only Sayu left with his Hunter's Fury. Dancing shoes on Bass Babe. They have no idea this is happening because of the Cosmic Divide, and therefore there is no pre-fire onto towards the smoke. And there we go. Alter Ego still hanging on, and 1 round away to even again.
Oh, things are getting dicey here from both sides, and Endo really opening it up. Maybe a slight overheat, getting punished, but big kudos to the rest of the defenders to pick up the pieces and salvage the situation. Now what we're worried about is Alter Ego don't have, well, they do have null command, which should be the biggest thing here, but I don't think they've been willing to use it. Again, this should be a shuffle of speed here. It does look like they found yet another vulnerability in this defense. It's really only the camera to check for early info. This pinch towards A could be such a big problem for Z11 to deal with. There's just not enough angles for defenders to comfortably fight it. Now Z11, they have been completely separated from each other. Look how Alter Ego are occupying mid.
Off angle from Herdora, though, is going to work out into Neural Theft. Now they have information. Now they know a little bit. But that still can change. They can still move about.
Once again, Z11 breathing a bit easier now that they've dealt with one of the biggest problems on Alter Ego. They still have to pick a site on how they want to attack this, but now there's a looming threat of a potential lurk. You see Hardora trying to address it, but Killsy with a recon dart should keep them at bay for at least a moment. Null command here though.
Yeah, their own null command, just as you said, Herdora. Gonna have to wait for the rest of the squad before anything else. Hunter's Fury now activated. It's the monks, the chaos, just to produce pressure, but they've already planted the spike, so they back away.
How long are they gonna stay passive though?
Here.
They're waiting and waiting for Baspib to do something here, but it looks like the fight might just continue without him.
Let's see, there's a flank coming right through from Babe. Oh, but the noise. Now they know. They have an idea, and Adrian King identifies that. What is that? Just trying to be one with the environment. Still able to find one despite being spotted first. Now 11-11. This map is quite a tight map.
Indeed it is. It's been as competitive as possible, or as it has been, and now Z11 are in a tough spot. They have to consider if they want to force up here or play for overtime. There are a few disparities in the purchases here. We have a Marshall and Endo who's climbed his way on top of that leaderboard. Everybody just seems to be on the same page now. They have to play for overtime. Alter Ego, they have the definite advantage when it comes to momentum. And looks like B is on their map. They want to take a slice out of this Z11 pie.
We've seen Thrifties before. It is a possibility, but there is no utility to slow this onslaught down. Nakia already leading the charge here. Here comes the smoke. Gonna play it right inside into the hands of Ardora. And Kelsey gets another kill of his own as well. And things are not looking so good for Alter Ego. Sayu just hiding behind these boxes, slowly walking through, unable to get the punish for the retreat has gotten. Just gonna settle with another smoke here. They need to play this smartly.
How many times have we seen Z11 fumble conversion on those early picks? Way too much that Z11 would like to address.
We'll have to see though. Their backside is quite the open field as should makes it into a 1v1 situation. It is a rifle versus a sheriff. Planted for bridge. Can anticipate this, and there is no choice but to stick to the spike. Should takes advantage, and AE is at match point.
Match point.
Boy, dealt with a dangerously low economy. Z11 almost stealing that round away from Alter Ego, but alas, the difficult post plant had to be the final nail in the coffin for that round at least. Now we go for I believe the last timeout of regulation, and it is on Z11's side. There is a bit of a scramble of what to do here. Oh, which reminds me. Let me just take a sniff of my inhaler too. Anyway, going back to the game here. Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, like Z11, sure, there have been like the shots and whatnot, but maybe it's just an inherent problem with the Abyss. There's just no way to cover all the bases here. There are ways to maybe alleviate that pressure early on. At the same time, Alter Ego have only been maneuvering the safer parts of the map. After they gather that intel, they just don't bother contesting like top mid or door. They just kind of walk their way towards the sites and have been going for a full frontal assault.
That's true. And they are quite comfortable giving up that space. They've dealt with a flank already in the past and has already succeeded, so they've had all their bases covered. And it just really makes Z11, have a hard time in the latter stages of Abyss.
Perhaps this is the calling card for Alter Ego. It is closing out strong after an emphatic comeback. The Z11, they have a lot more utility invested in A this time. This is a hard raid, but obviously Alter Ego have the choice to just back out. They haven't committed their spike to anywhere either. Now they're wary of the flanks, but Z11 still go for that 2-1-2. Relying on that two-man game, relying on those strong mechanics to really fall back on. But sometimes the numbers just don't add up for them. There are 5 players willing to try and walk in and contest. No matter how many shots they land, it's not like A or any slouches on these duels either.
Not at all. It's, I think it all boils down who gets value off of this operator, standoff. You've got Nakia on the other side, and you've got Endo on mid, but no one's gonna... I don't think anyone's gonna try and dare peek there. The bait on utility is gonna send a lot of members to B.
30 seconds left.
Boss babe, violating Nakia. Wow.
Crazy stuff here. They're able to pull back. That will buy time for Z11 to rotate back to A. But there is still a lurk holding through on a mid. Never mind. They pull back. It is going to be a bridge plant. Are they going to be pushing CT? Does Endo see this coming? Yes, he does. Instincts coming into play here. And now they're a bit surrounded. Cosmic Divide now utilized by Baspade. And that's value!
Oh, no!
He didn't expect it. God is still going to be there. Now it's a 1v3 situation. He's fully surrounded and doesn't expect Fontu's on top. And we're going overtime, Raph, on the first map of the day.
My goodness, Rico. I feel like we get the most overtimes. Like, yesterday, first map was also overtime, right?
True. Yeah, yeah.
Switching sides.
Was it first map or second map? I think one of those the first series for sure.
Oh my gosh. And
Oh my word.
Nakia was caught lacking there. He got erased. Flap demolished.
Uh-huh.
And I have to say, those types of swings are probably the most satisfying to land. Like, it is just absolute perfection. When the crosshair lines up with her head and all you have to do is just left click. My goodness. 5-star experience every single time.
And for sure that's something that will be needed to be constantly produced, because it's overtime. You can't afford a lot of mistakes here. But Nakia, I've not seen this throughout the entirety of Abyss. But this time around, there is another one trying to peek. That's Vaspade falling into the hands of Sayu. And there we go. They've got set strategies for this overtime.
So now Z11 have to think about how Alter Ego are going to position themselves after that frag, because right now they just don't have enough info gathered for most of the map. If they throw their recon bolt here, then Alter Ego are going to be super comfy tucking themselves in one-way angles. Endo even gets spotted out by the camera here. So there is obviously a measured trade for everybody. I think Sayu spots out. No, he doesn't. That could actually win Z11 the round.
It's a possibility. Meanwhile, we got Endo slowly creeping into a trap-infested site. There's a lot of stars here. Should uses that as a distraction. There is the scan, though, unable to escape it all. Nakia finds a trade at
30
least.
seconds left.
But it is a 4v2 situation. 11 not looking so fly compared to the first half on attack. And AE are satisfied with this scenario.
Satisfied, like you mentioned, but maybe they're looking for more. Plant is gonna go down. Wantus, terrible position here. It would take a miracle for him to get out.
Oh, 38 HP here. The risky plays might be paying off here. It's a 1v3 situation. And Alter Ego takes the first round of overtime.
Maybe they didn't want to show their hand early on how they would want to take mid, but again, I think it was like Endo thinking he had a free walk up,
Switching sides.
and
Match
to
point.
his surprise and maybe dismay, 3 players were there waiting for him. Oh boy. This is looking like it is going to be really scrappy, Riku, but so far Alter Ego with their huge round swings have looked far more composed than our younger Thai squad.
Yeah, they are able to download Z11. It was a 9-3 first half, and fast forward to the present, it is now this big overtime on where Alter Ego really had a hard time on their defense, or sorry, when they had an amazing time on their attack. But we'll see now with the switch.
I was thinking about it. Naki again. Close.
Woo!
Opens up the side again.
Yeah, good tracking. Fontus, though, with trades on the map. Again, that platform in the middle of the site has been the bane of a couple of players over here. Endo takes down Gotten. Adrian King just finding another trade off the map. And immediately, it's a 2v3.
Planted.
And we've got Killsy. No ultimates on the board just yet. But this post plant seems to be very robust.
Oh, beautiful flash to just delay that swing, but they have to make a move now, Riku. Time is winding down.
Exactly. Now they're going to be trying to peek together. Maybe try to line up, but not line up. in a way that's a collapse that's gonna happen. There's a high-low, a far back high-low, and should ends it.
Win.
In a 14-12 scoreline, Alter Ego wins the first map of the day.
The same amount of lingering utility in comparison to some of the other initiators. Sure, it's not like controller levels of maybe like a Molly or anything of that nature, but even with like a Sova drone, you can deny space somewhat. With a guiding light, you can definitely do that. Trailblazer has the same value. Prowler and everything that Fade brings to the table can cause a little bit of delay. Meanwhile, I feel like Teho is just instant impact. Like, I think he really fits well if your team is going for these quicker executes.
And it's going to be starting on defense first as well, so we might see the post-plant oppression later on, but comes a trade almost immediately. Nakia still ain't stopping. That's 1 HP, by the way. Just imagine so much value being covered here. The presence and the pressure. Now he finally falls. And it just began. It's 3v3 right off the bat. What an explosive start to our pistol round. Sayu still has a drone, but doesn't have the space to use it just yet, as he's practically surrounded by everyone from Z11. But guess what? Adrian King is on top and is able to provide support. Hardora with a flank. Maybe still doable for the side of Z11, but with half HP and the spike at backside, it's gonna make things difficult. And there we go. Alter Ego starts things off with a win on the pistol.
Very quick start here for both these teams. Z11 obviously having a lot of confidence in their success of this map so far, but Alter Ego have done their homework. Feels like their positioning was very, very intentional and deliberate. And despite that rush, I feel like there's already like a problem on the side of Z11 that they have to address. No Sentinel, meaning there is an open flank always. So there is going to be a preferred level of speed that they want to execute at just so they can avoid that issue. And Alter Ego, they really want to survive for as long as they can, but Nakia with a critical error there.
Mid jump as well. Fontu's just ain't stopping, and this is, remember, an eco supposedly, and it gets 3 as well before he goes down. And now in a blink of an eye, the round just started again. Should has been a star player that had star moments in Abyss, preventing the spike to go down. Instead, it's going to go towards backside. Now process of elimination with the wide swing, takes down Hardora. Now it's 1v1 Prowler, but the ring around the Rosie, maybe just to buy time, Killsy only has the haunt left, but doesn't have space to use it at all. Able to jiggle peek, and that's a Thrifty with an upgrade of the Bulldog. And it's 1 for 1.
The nightmare turns in our favor.
Expensive round there for Alter Ego to drop momentum once again in a very delicate balance between these two. The rifles will be available sooner for Z11. And as I mentioned, there is a speed that they would want to prefer to operate at. Alter Ego very much aware of this. I'm now very curious how they're going to deal with this. They are running that single controller with the Sentinel, so there is going to be a bit more passive intel on their end. But it does look like there is a pocket play on top of this eco. So Z11, they might not be ready for a massive, 4-5 person flank here?
I wonder if they are able to expect this. That is quite the stack from the side of Alter Ego. Just doing a couple of checks, but they're gonna find out real soon that it's gonna be Ghost Town on A. But do they expect actually a full flank here?
Again, just the problem is not having a Sentinel, but Hardora is on it. He's on top of it, actually. Wow.
On top of it until it gets shut down, but the damage is already done. 4 members still pretty much alive. And Z11 is able to just really swing the momentum in their favor after winning that eco.
Well timed read there in Hardora. Maybe there was a step to give it away. It did get lost in the sauce with all the utility being shoved in the faces of Alter Ego. Aside from the Vandal shots. Now, Z11 looking a little bit more commanding this time around. Shud, what can he do really here, Rico? Because it does look like he's just waiting for the spike to drop him.
Yeah, just try to damage the economy even just a little bit. They'll take anything, especially after the lead that they were supposed to take. Instead, it went towards a 2-1 into 1 fashion. But now, curious how the buy round's gonna go. Hardora just really did phenomenally onto Rubble. And we haven't exactly seen just yet the triple combination of... It's usually the Breach and Omen guarding Rubble plus your Duelist. But I'm really curious to see how this is gonna work out paired alongside the Neon here on Mound instead.
Yeah, Rebel control is a point of interest for a lot of the teams just because you can leverage towards B if there are stray defenders, but a gunfight and finally a kill with Teho utility is on the board.
Yeah, salvo kill. Really nicely done. And it was quite the stack. And we're seeing Endo still being very far forward alongside Gotten here. And they're gonna slide right in, but Nakia takes advantage of the chaos and Bass Babe takes them down. Killseek gets 2. And then an instant, C is quite open. Nightfall even utilized, but won't tag anyone. And that will give the go signal for them, for Adrian King to push on out of Waterfall. I don't think they expect this at all. But guess what? Hardora's in the right place at the right time once more. And now Should, left alone to his own devices once again with a rifle. But the opponents have the same weapons as well. Takes down the one. Process of elimination. Maybe they're there, but there's going to be a high-low next to each other. Gets the one, and the trade falls through. And Z11 takes the lead and continues the lead over here in the first half.
Too many angles to address here for Should in that clutch. Despite getting 2 for himself, I think Neural Death is going to be very close to coming online. And right now, this brisk pace is not giving any breathing room for Alter Ego. It could potentially be the same story from Abyss, where their defensive end is not sunshine and rainbows. We have attacked the bear, chilling out here. This is the life. This is the dream.
True. Just sunbathing, enjoying the vacation, maybe on Lotus, maybe, but it's not a vacation here for Alter Ego and Z11. And trying to work their hardest as Nakia is going to take advantage of the chaos, enabling overdrive as well, knowing where to look, and they're just ramming down the pain onto A, and in an instant, another Thrifty coming in right in.
Alter Ego avoiding the conversion here. Fancy relay vault and even more precise shots by Nakia to get that overdrive going, as you mentioned. Z11, though, they have a healthy bank to fall back upon. They are going to leverage that to get more rifles across the board. We do have Armageddon and Neural Theft, as well as the instant rotate tool available for Alter Ego. Now Z11, they have Rolling Thunder too. So once again, speed is the name of the game for really a Z11.
That's definitely the plan, especially if you have a Neon with you alongside this Teho. Just really having such a commanding space instantaneously. But we'll see, though. Z11 decides to go for B. It has been fortified with a tripwire. Now, there is that C's, though, able for Endo to push further. But they will wait for utility to pass by, and that they will do.
You have to be mindful of that Rolling Thunder and that Armageddon. They could pop it if Sayu sees too many players for his liking. They re-angle, readjust, use all the abilities in the bag to quickly fortify D. But Z11, they're not dissuaded by committing to this.
There it is, Armageddon now used as well, and now they have to escape all of this. And it's just pure chaos now on towards the side. But Fontus and Endo, they're still making it work despite all of that. Sayu able to get the kill onto Endo. Now he's the only one alive against Hardora and Fontus. Now the plant, the tap on the spike, and Hardora constantly being a threat in a lot of these off angles.
I think Hardora's Omen on this map is so consistent. He's always good for 1 or 2. Stays alive for the most crucial parts of the round. Alter Ego, yet again cannot snuff him out. Now, a lot of chaos happened on C there. I did like the thought process for both these teams just to, keep it dynamic. Alter Ego obviously didn't want to commit too hard on that challenge towards B. Z11, they
Here.
smelled blood in the water. They jumped right at the opportunity to take C, and here we have Alter Ego trying to flood utility towards a lobby yet again.
Having rebel control just to feed Nakia all the orbs in the world to have access to that overdrive. And so far, Z11 will not want to challenge. Their B2C execute earlier was, well, successful. I'm gonna try and do it again. Maybe even casually coming right by with the slide onto Sayu. Nakia shuts him down, but the damage is done. There's a seize, the Prowler being sent to haunt you. Nakia is fearless, already diving in the middle of the site, but things are falling apart so fast as Z11 takes this round once more.
I was just about to say I really don't like the way Adrian King is positioned at the moment, because there was no way he'd stall long enough for a potential swing unless he does get the initial fight. Plus, Sayu is definitely going to be vulnerable if he has his utility out. Now, Alter Ego going back to the drawing board here, addressing where they could have gone wrong in these last few rounds. Z11 doing a good job of maintaining this intensity on their offense. My question is, can they keep it up for the rest of the map and potentially the rest of the series?
This feels very similar to how Abyss started, where Z11 had quite the commanding lead and a convincing lead at that. It felt like, Abyss was in the bag, their map pick, but, Alter Ego feels like they're just about to download the entire situation, and with Teho and Fade on their side with Neon, or maybe on the next after the switch for the second half. Maybe it might be a little different. I mean, it's still, it's 2-5. It's a 3-round gap. There is still a possibility this first half could be quite close.
Oh, definitely. That's not out of the question. But the thing is, Alter Ego, what were the rounds they won? It was the pistol round and a thrifty. Z11 have obviously adjusted to it and are a bit more diligent when it comes to clearing those corners. I'm not sure if they've scouted out this combo just yet, but they're trying to bait it out. Boss Babe is one away from not dead yet, so if he does get a frag or an orb, then they are basically going to have a free extra life. Alter Ego a bit more careful, trying to reconsider what they can do with the sheriffs in mind. Z11 slowly but surely trying to mount an attack.
Yeah, we've seen some thrifties before. Paranoia is going to scare the rest of Z11 off as they leave lob A main quickly to C. And that's only Should left, but is joined by Adrian King here. They're not stopping. They're fearless, even dodging the tripwire. They take that out. Now it's sprawling of C11 members. Now they have control. They just need to maybe take one out to make this round a bit more comfortable for them to take. As Endo is gonna go right in and finds one alongside Bass Babe. Now immediately it's just 3 left for the side of AE.
Ooh.
And Adrian King's gonna get taken down. No kill for Nakia to access overdrive. Now they're just chasing the last few members of AE. Godin's gonna fall. Endo is online right now.
Incredibly online. Now, I would like to highlight that Z11 is doing such a great job of getting this thing going, getting this attack going before any lurks could potentially leak out. And the way they've been doing it is they've been getting like a plant, or at least like proper side control in less than like 40 seconds. So that's not a lot of time for the value to decay. Alter Ego, what is in their mind right now? How are they going to address this type of problem? Because obviously fronting it has not been working for them. It does look like they are going to go for something similar, but like I said, has been working for them all too well.
They want to just pick up the pace, make this fast. Hardora, though, playing inside the smoke. Definitely did not expect that as he pulls back away. Bass Babe has not dead yet, but will get taken down. Adrian King, the only one left standing. but the fight was taken to them, and Z11 was ready for that.
I think Endo was thinking that maybe all the attention was towards Adrian King because that was where the most recent frag was. So he thought there could have been a window. But Z11 with the discipline to just cover all the bases and let the numbers game play itself. Again, it's really these small things that add up for a lot of our teams, but it's really difficult to count out Alter Ego just yet, especially with the comeback in mind, the very recent comeback. Z11 though, they look like they're not willing to give anybody quarter here, as yet another speed up on the side of Alter Ego is going to be up in the books.
Yeah, they try to maybe see if they can stun them with a relay bolt, but Endo again has been really amazing at these opening frags, being first contact, sliding right in, baiting out utility as well. Endo taking the other way around, going towards waterfall, but guess what? I am everywhere, and you're gonna be confused, and it's an overdrive battle. The better laser wins. And there is a Hardora getting a couple of value off of his life. It is an eco on the side of AE, so this must be tough. But at the end of the day, a Sheriff at the hand of Godden can still make things possible. 24 HP for Endo. Process of elimination. Where could everybody be? An upgrade on the Vandal, and it's still doable. 1v1 situation. He doesn't know where everybody's at just yet. Blast Babe playing outside of the site.
Timing.
And now he sees the timing, thought it was going to be a wraparound. And the absence of information is just a lot to think about, since Z11 still takes that round.
I was just about to say, this is probably one of the most lopsided plants in the entire game, where you plant for mount like that. Gon has been really, really dangerous with that Sheriff, and for a good minute there, it looked pretty possible for him to clutch it out. At the same time, everything that could have went right for Blast Babe did eventually come into play here. The smoke didn't have to expend his, had a free walk up. But right now, Alter Ego trying to forget about that round and trying to get one more on the board for themselves.
It really paid off that Gotten hid himself. Anyway, hold that thought. Endo just really picking up the pace here immediately. That was the Rolling Thunder now utilized as well, just to clear things out even further. And that is a Nightfall in response as well. Now they're able to get a tag on things, and Z11 just ain't stopping at all. And they continue this streak. Might even be a 10-2.
Potentially, I mean, the speed that they've been playing, I've been repeating that a lot, has been blistering. Alter Ego just cannot find the necessary obstacles and roadblocks to slow this offense down. The 11 are thriving. Question is, can this translate into the defensive half? Can they avoid yet another almost reverse sweep from Abyss? Although it might be too early to call. Alter Ego might just be kicking themselves for not banning Lotus.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like they have a strategy in mind. You know, they're bringing out the Tejo. They're, you know, confident in, well, bringing this in for their map, the map themselves. But, you know, Z11 opting for more of a classic approach to the map, and it's tried and tested, and might be tried and tested for a reason.
Yes. I wanted to say something, but yes. That's exactly why the teams run it.
Alrighty, then.
But you did mention that this is probably one of the best places to experiment a little bit, considering how competitive most of the groups. Actually, no, that might not be the case then. I feel like every team should be gunning for as much maps as possible, although that is very obvious. But some of these groups, specifically Group 1, has been terribly too close to call, and it's really just been coming down to round difference. But for them to experiment this way, it is courageous, especially after the comeback. But at the same time, you need to get every single advantage you can muster.
Well, there is a comeback. I mean, Z11 score First half, Abyss, 9-3. Nakia, though, pushing far forward into this. He's gonna get flashed, but dodges it. But they don't push. Z11 will do the same thing, where they have their presence in a main, and then leave. Or try to leave.
Attempt will be made, like you mentioned. The utility is gonna come into play though, but no player on the side of Alter Ego getting boxed in just yet. Now Z11 shuffling their hand here. You see the Cypher utility is a bit more forward from Shud. Now, where is Gun going to teleport?
Oh, it is that bait on the door. Fast lane with the scan. Beautifully done. Killsey, though, able to destroy Nakia before he falls. Now it's a one-man advantage on the side of Z11. And just so many advantages being pulled in further. The spike's gonna go down. And now it's looking like a 10-2 start for Z11.
Well, that will solidify this as a 10-2 half. And
Welcome back, everybody, over here on Lotus. Now we're currently at the second half of this map, and Z11 has a commanding lead over here with 10-2 scoreline. Will Alter Ego repeat the comeback potential as what they did in Abyss? We're gonna find out real soon, as Alter Ego now on the attacking side. We're gonna see how Tails' presence is gonna be made over here. And they back away.
well, imperative to win pistol at this moment of time. As Z11 have a lot to worry about. There are going to be open flanks potentially, but hey, if Ardor is going to land these shots, then it's all good.
Ooh, Ardor, I can't believe he's been surviving the sandwich from Link. Got him though, gets a double. Fontus able to recover from Door, and they try to push, create a surprise attack. Now it's all up to Adrian King to make sure that the 11-2 does not happen. Here comes the plant. Utility in 30 seconds, but that's a long time in pistol round minutes.
Anticlimactic finish. Basket just
Slightly,
clicks him on
yes.
the head.
There
But
was
that's
just
just how
really
it
no
is.
time. Yeah.
I mean, number one, how did like Ardora survive all of that? And number two, why'd they break the door to begin with? Unless it was the 11's choice to break the door early on. Because if it was the Tejo utility opening it up, then maybe it could have made that that attack a tad bit more difficult. Gon did get an impressive like trade for himself too. But right now, Z11, they don't drop this round to the force buy, then I could say it's potentially over for Lotus, and we're definitely going to a 3-map series.
And to Pearl at that as well, but let's take a look now. Another attempt over on the C. Bassbabe not going to be leaving his post. He has a tag team alongside with him that's yet to reveal himself. There's going to be trades all over the place as Endo gets a kill onto Nakia.
No.
And guess what? Surprise!
like
Alter
that.
Ego holds on with an explosive end to the anti-eco.
I like that. I like that a lot by Endo. That Bucky has been going crazy for every single Lotus game that Z11 has put on for everybody. Alter Ego, yet again, forced to play around with weaker weaponry. Z11 could buy up, but no, they decide to stay with the Guardians for the most part. Bossbabe does retain his Phantom from the previous round, and there is no meaningful ult on both sides. Bucky again looming around the corner, Rico.
But the sentry, though, able to escape with a concuss with a relay bolt. It's just a joke. It's gotten. Was able to get on Endo, sorry. Oh my gosh. Lots of surprises of both of the Omen players in this match have been phenomenal. And another jump scare could happen here. As Killsy's able to take them down. That's a double smooth shot from Hardora, who has been just really showing so much presence in Lotus. Now it's a 2v3 situation. This still could be anyone's game. Bunch of Guardians on the side of AE.
Worried there about flanking was Fontes, so he does want to take the shorter route here, maybe avoid a potential
enemy
trap
remaining.
wire. But Hardora still
planted.
continuing his outlaw onslaught. Up to Shud to keep this alive for Alter Ego.
Yeah, remember, match point already. And Shud has been phenomenal, but in the hands of trades, it is still Z11 taking this map. 13-2?
That was like
Whoa.
a 15-minute map. 20 minutes, I think.
It was such a contrasting...
Kind of expecting them to come back on Lotus the same way they did on Abyss, but that just did not come into light. Hopefully, Pearl will be a bit more contested, and hopefully that last map just didn't rattle their mental.
Definitely a lot of expectations on the side of Alter Ego. We'll see now if Z11 continues their 6 series win streak, or will Alter Ego prove that they only have just a little bit to work with this new roster that they're bringing in over here at Split 1. And they're going in fast, but that's a flash onto Nakia. Bumps heads with Fontus. And able to get that big classic headshot gotten. Going right in. The shear is going to be activated, so his teammates will not be able to follow up until that is expired. Leading the charge onto backside. Unable to identify where Bass Babe was. And the defense is so robust. Bass Babe now moving on to Flowers. They need to have this little bit of a guessing game. Where is Bass Babe? Sayu planning to peek, but Bass Babe
Spike planted.
repositions.
He's still a problem here. Looks like they really want to get him before the rest of his team connects, and they succeed in that, Riku. But look at where Z11 is on this retake.
One enemy remaining.
Practically everywhere, playing together, and there we go. Z11, well, takes the first round.
Convincingly yet again. Alter Ego, they had such a big problem trying to root out Bass Babe. And with that delay, it allowed Z11 to make their trek all the way to A main. And we know how difficult that position is to fight if you're trying to retake. Regardless if you're trying to defend the post plant or take the post plant. Alter Ego not off to a great start here. Z11 relatively unscathed. They only lost one player, so a lot of their armor should be retained, saving them a little bit more credits to play around with.
And that's going to be important for sure. Maybe try some sort of a victory on round 2. Z11 did that rather on Lotus. But there's just so much utility that they have to go through. The Gravity Well, the Stars, what do you call this? The Vice Thorns as
Razor
well.
Vine.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Razor Vines, just so much.
It really is, and now they're trying to poke and prod everywhere else on the map. Obviously, B-Link is going to be so difficult to be penetrated by this offense, especially if Engo has a shotgun here. There's no way Chud was going to win that. And now Z11 operating yet again with a pretty healthy advantage. Most of their utility still is intact, but Killzy could have a problem in front of him.
It's going to activate the shear together so that they are stuck together practically. No, they're overwhelmed by not only utility, but the guns in the hands of Z11. And this
Wow.
site is impenetrable. Z11's defense is just a fortress.
There was a lot of funneling being done here too by Z11. There was like a Razor Vine. I think it was a tripwire towards B alley. So Alter Ego, the safest route in their mind and with their available information, was trying to walk through art. But that's where one of the strongest crossfires on the entire map exists. So Z11 well played by doing that, prioritizing just one lane to try and fight in. Meanwhile, Alter Ego, they do have the Prowlers to burn the tripwires, and they have the Suppress to give them a temporary entrance to the site. But that's easier said than done. They have to find the player first.
Oh yeah, I mean, Hardora, Omen earlier has been quite the impactful player. Now on the Cypher alongside the double Sentinel, able to remove and release the tripwires before they rotate again.
Now it seems like Alter Ego are on a utility clearing mission, which should make Z11 commit some of their players to the post of the would-be utility. There is a camera, I believe, or no, that is a star and a camera towards Ali, but on the opposite teams. The 11 preparing for a potential storm that's brewing. Alter Ego, they don't want to drop their guns here. And like the way that Z11 is holding this, it just benefits the eco weapons too. Those corners, the stingers are going to be a problem. Guardian to an extent. But the Bucky and the SMGs, they're going to shred you apart.
It's almost as
30
if
seconds
Z11
left.
is prepared to funnel AE to force them into B long, which is like the safest point of the game with the guns that they have at the moment. Adrian King will try to plant the spike with 20 seconds left. Razor Vine there to just deal some chip damage onto Nakia. They know that they're in connector into Link as here comes the onslaught. AE found their one, an important one at that. So one apiece for both teams. They just need to hold Nakia onto halls. They're pretty much stacked up onto that perimeter. The recon dart's gonna come in. The pop flash is gonna come through as well. And Killsy able to get two, but should the star player in this series for Alter Ego able to take this one, but it's quite the expensive round for AE.
Shud was also knocking at Death's door there. One body shot could have put him 6 feet under, but he rises above and goes beyond the expectations, I guess, for Z11. Like you said, that was a pricey round to invest in. This time around, Alter Ego is going to be on the back foot in terms of just like raw net worth. Killsy also had a bunch of important frags there. If that didn't happen, then maybe Z11 could have a bigger problem in their hands in terms of like economic stability. Alter Ego though, I think they've wisened up on how to take this map, and it is just with a patient approach. Just try and thin out that utility, try and bait out the reactions on the defense. And maybe, just maybe, we'll have an avenue to walk into a site.
Walking, or at least triggering the shear, will be quite the easy task for Neon. But then here on the double doors has been quite the struggle. If it's not a Bucky, it's just a lot of utility that you have to bait out, including the gravity well. There's two players looking at doors as well.
Patience from both sides. Killsy spots out a lot of players with his drone. His team trying to maybe, just maybe, prepare for a cleaner and safer retake here. But Alter Ego, look at that. They're quite scared
Spike
of a
planted.
potential flank that could happen, but there are no trap wires in place.
Not true. There is Should. Gonna go down from Art.
Found
Couple of collats. Now they don't have that neural theft to help hold the site down. Endo,
He's done.
beautiful
One
kill
enemy
with the
remains.
outlaw. They're surgically removing the rest of Alter Ego. Not yet the only one left, and the headshot finds his head as Killsy has been so impactful in these early rounds.
Flawless.
Impactful is the word here, but it did snowball from Should getting discovered on the box there towards Art. I don't know if his barrel was sticking out or maybe the highlight showed him.
Thanks.
Either way, Alter Ego trying to play in a safer manner, but Z11, like you mentioned, still surgically picking them apart, whether it's on a retake or just outright denying them on the choke fight. And Alter Ego, it seems like they're still biting on the bait that Art is clear. There's not a lot of players or not a lot of utility being situated on Art, but I don't think they realize that once they get into A, those nebulas, those stars still double as how to put this, suffocating utility for Z11 to work around with.
That's true. They have to sort of scout around and bait the stars to be used or to be retracted. And let's see here. Hasn't been a successful attempt over here onto Link, but here we go. They've heard the gravity well is gonna get baited out.
A lot of effort has to be exerted by Alter Ego just to get these pieces of utility out of the way and maybe pave a clear path to the objective. But Z11, once again, in this repeat action, I'm really surprised they're not investing more to just kind of choke out the singular player towards CT. But here we go, an execute coming in the works.
Hunter's Fury amongst the chaos as well. Sayu with a classic kill onto Bass Babe. And now so many dinked members. Nakia so low. That's a lot of full HP members on the side of Z11. No, Nakia tries to exit. Maybe tries the correct timing with 20 seconds on the clock. Spike. They need to pick up the spike, but the pressure and presence of Z11 makes it so hard to do. Now, time is not on their side. There's the shock dart, but it's not going to be hitting Nakia at all. They have time to plant, and therefore, they have bought themselves some time. But HP cannot be bought. Let's see if the timing is right. And it is for Nakia now in a 1v2. The slide comes in, but it's not enough to damage Killzy a little bit. Killzy has been the man of the hour. Has been so ever present. The multi-frags, the scan, everything will not pan out. Sayu with a Sheriff. A classic at the very beginning, only with that upgrade mid-round. And Alter Ego, at least able to slow this map with a Thrifty.
Another Thrifty win going in the way of Alter Ego. Pretty similar to some of their wins, actually, on a Lotus. And we know Alter Ego is lethal with the pistols and with the 6-shooter, but they have to replicate that success with the rifles. They do have a plethora of utility and ultimates to their name at this moment. I think Nalkoban could be the biggest one here, just so they can walk into site for free, because that's been their biggest problem, right? Everything has been impeding their march. They have the perfect tool to just avoid that.
And so much, you're right, Adrian King's ult, but let's see. Including the overdrive as well, that can be activated. Maybe if they find an opening alongside with the Nightfall. And, you know, this art take has been quite the challenging area. Sheer is going to get baited out, but can definitely jump across, but they don't want to risk it. Here comes a recon dart, perhaps, incoming as the Seas will go right through. Adrian King wants to push, but that's going to be two members right in. Nakia with a beautiful shot. Here comes the jump peek. And they're able to check as their door is going to fall down. Killzy, they all line up for him. Now it's a 3v1. Bash Babe is just so far away from this.
Oh, I like this rotate towards B. 3v1 situation that's really hard to cover if you're Bass Babe, but again, a few shots could change the course of this round very, very quickly. At the same time, I don't think he has the bag to go for it. Alter Ego, they are going to be aware of which angle Bass Babe is going to be coming from. Tries to put some stars on his jump, but I ultimately think this round is as good as over.
That's definitely a done deal.
Oh, why
They just
can't
have everything surrounded already. And no choice but to save. Got him. Oh, sorry, Bass Babe has been came from so far away as well. There's not a lot of time in the world. We'll just save the Cosmic Divide for the next round and the Phantom as well.
On the bright side, Z11 have gotten rid of the null command, and so with that same utility set, it is gonna be difficult yet again for Alter Ego to break through. Now, Alter Ego slowly but surely addressing this funnel that Z11 is trying to condition and create. But now I think it's up to Z11 to put a little bit more resistance towards Art, because if we saw the action towards the rotation towards CT, Alter Ego forced the issue, cut off the easy rotations, and in turn disjointed that retake by so much. And Z11, they just don't want that to happen.
Yeah, Nakia has been enabling a lot of these aggressive entries on the site. Maybe Doors wasn't exactly the right solution, but so far their art entry has been working out, or has been looking to be more of their style. But it is a bit of a quiet start for round 7.
Sometimes this is probably the most stressful way to start rounds, because there's just nothing being given on both sides. But now Z11 still trying to hold strong Boss Babe has an idea of what might happen here. Could find his first victim. Maybe a
down
second,
A.
but he gets eliminated as quickly as he stays.
Exactly where you are.
It's crazy stuff there by Bass Babe. Here we go, fast lane now. Nakia is gonna go plant right in, maybe at a tag, but there it is.
Planted.
Device ult coming right in with the Steel Garden, and Endo uses laser hand. Nightfall now activated, gets a tag onto Endo. Now they have an idea, but everybody's practically there. Might negate. They have their weapons right back in. Shut. Gets a double.
One
Now the top of the
HP.
spike. It's diffusing. It is complete, and they're able to continue on and break that into a lead with a 4-3.
Ooh, repeat of similar scenario there, but this time Shud was just way too low to contest reliably, and Boss Babe, winning play of that map, baited out the slow approach. He knew that Alter Ego were going to be a bit careless because they haven't contested that part of the map just yet. And this is where the adjustments upon adjustments are gonna happen. The question is, who is going to run out of it first? Is it going to be our younger Thai squad or our veteran Alter Ego squad?
Yeah, it feels like, you know, we see the hunger to continue the win streak. I mean, Alter Ego, they started their first map on the group stage, but their other tournaments that they joined at the start of the season have been producing really good results. So, you know, both of these teams are starting January in such good fashion that for sure both of these teams want to continue to propel them into the playoffs, but it does feel like Alter Ego, you know, they definitely want this a more convincing and dominating sort of victory, because after what they witnessed in Lotus, it does feel like they need to just work on a lot of things.
Yeah, but what is on top of their prio list at the moment?
Standing ahead.
So far, it's been a slow journey of trying to get those check marks in those boxes. But Alter Ego, they also have a more adaptable approach now. As I say that, that could have been such a dangerous streak, but either way, if Shud did fall, the trade was ready. Keep it simple. They want to go for that A action. I like the stack towards Art though, but
Yeah, it's like a
I don't know how it's gonna
high-low.
work out.
Yeah, same. There's no one there, but at least they're ready for this onslaught from
Oh my
main. Endo just relocating right after some sprays, pre-fire through the smoke. Utility about to expire real soon. But it don't matter. They're just raining down the pain into one single direction, and it's working right out as Endo gets a 4K and a swift end to the round.
I guess that answers the question. Why don't they just walk in? That's why.
Yeah,
you know?
that's why. To the meat grinder they go.
Did you see how much the Razor Vine actually slowed? Like,
Yeah.
in combination with the gravity well. I didn't actually realize the slow would be that aggressive. But hey, we discovered something yet again. Like you mentioned, Endo has been fantastic. Killsy has been fantastic. Slow start for local Deagle Demon with Gotten. His sheriff has just not been as true.
That's true. It's has been a difficult start for Alter Ego. Let's see though, it's a different approach over onto Link instead. Killsy always has the upper hand, it seems. Those split-second muscle reactions. Do they check this? Ardora has just too many targets to focus on, but Endo comes right in as the curtain falls. Gotten, we talked about the sheriff shots. We haven't even seen that exactly, not just yet, at least, but Killsy shuts him down. And now Hunter's Fury to prevent the spike from going. Fourth. Won't find the kill, but the delay is there. Knives out, but still able to save his own life nonetheless. And the plant goes down at least for some bonus cash, but it is still Z11 continuing to dominate Pearl.
I'm pretty sure somebody out there is saying like, oh, but why don't they just bait the utility out? I mean, it's really easier said than done. They've done so many measures to do so. They've tried to travel, you know, the the road less traveled, but it didn't work out either. I mean, the art play had a little bit more success for Alter Ego, but it just wasn't addressing the fact that the layers upon layers of utility towards mid and towards the mains of the map have just been a pain. So now the question for Alter Ego is, are they gonna try and walk in towards B? They're gonna have Shut scouted out and see what type of defense is set up here. I don't think Hardora actually heard that, but look at this. Look at this. The same exact setup from the previous round. Undiscovered, so hey, why not go for it?
I mean, now they have guns, like better guns compared to earlier, so maybe it might produce different results. Already having Shud creeping much closer onto Pillar. So perhaps Long is that big access way to B.
And they're trying to walk up B now. And it is going to be the lone Cypher. However, Hardora was playing for retake. I think he's tucked himself into a safe corner yet again. He's heard everything though, so that's going to prompt Z11 to rotate in. But a lot of investments of utility again already by Alter Ego just to keep themselves safe. And I wouldn't be surprised if they get the spike down
Spike
here.
planted.
Nothing too crazy in their tool belt though, so Z11 could be willing to walk up and fight.
But for sure, only Cosmic Divide. Let's see if they're willing to use that. Yes, they will. Endo with a fast lane to half haul. Beautiful scan. Tucked into the corner as now Nakian got him. Gets a couple of kills on their own. Overdrive now activated. And everybody just disappears. A magic trick from the side of Z11.
Hat trick. Very, very quick execute here by Z11. And I think it just adds more to the list of Alter Ego. Like, okay, number one, avoid all these traps. Maybe get it out of the way. Number two, let's try and pick them apart so they can't collapse on us with numbers. But again, Alter Ego's chances of doing this are slowly dwindling away, Rico. And to think this is only the first half.
Yeah, exactly. It's so similar to a possibility of going towards what happened in Abyss, where Alter Ego can make a comeback, but it also can be similar to what happened in Lotus, where Z11 wins the pistol in the second half and then just snowballs into a victory. We still don't know which possibility is this, which timeline of the MCU is this just yet, but you know, Alter Ego, it's a buy round, it's a different kind of approach. They're going right into B very early, and they're clearing a lot of these sides so quickly now. They might be able to reach post-plan positions, you know, faster.
Spike planted.
Faster might be the adjective Alter Ego need for this, but now Z11 again. Full of 5 players on this retake. Very difficult spot though, Rico.
Yeah, I don't think Steel Garden was able to tag anyone as they are planting for long, so we'll have to see now the challenges. It's planted in the middle. As there's the members from Halls just to push them down. Do they see this though? I think so. Adrian King has already eyes on Cubby, but the defuse is continuing. And Z11 runs away with another round.
Before the switch.
We lose
Oh my goodness. Just the sheer faith of each other and the trust on the play call by Z11 puts Alter Ego in a position of pain yet again. Weapons are still pretty intact for both sides, so this last round could be decently competitive. However, Alter Ego is much closer to their important ults. Z11 had to make a big investment there, but they needed that round just to run this up a little bit more. Now Alter Ego looking for some sort of like play, some sort of different default to just get this out of the way, but Nakia, don't walk into that.
It's gonna be quite rough. Able to destroy the camera at least, so... Ooh, does he pre-fire the box? What would it be? Maybe the Prowler does not spot out anyone. Oh, now they know. They're doing their due diligence. I can't believe Fontus survives all of that, and now they could be punished from this flank. Here we go. They check back in. The drone is going to be there for a bit of a distraction. They have no idea. No one is there. And now they see the shoulder. And now he's gone. Endo as well. The Shear's going to cut this fight into half. And they're just getting away with this Endo with a 4K. This is just Z11 being unstoppable. Gotten though, still putting up a good fight. 5 bullets forced to reload, question mark. And now it continues, the Razor Vine just creating a big gap, but Gotten just wants to close that gap. Gets the one, but no clutch for the side of AE. And Z11 ends this half in a 9-3 fashion.
Endo looked like Rorschach there.
My people
Not stuck in there with them, they're stuck in there with him. Or this could come into any worse light. Alter Ego just looked like they were fish in a barrel. That is a highlight for the ages, Riku.
Oh yeah, absolutely. All right, we're back here for the third map of the day. Z11 on a 9-3 lead. This could go the same way as Abyss, where Alter Ego comes back from the brink, forces it overtime, maybe no overtime, but they take the victory. Or Z11 continues this streak and gets that victory over after the pistol round, and we'll find out real soon.
I mean, the writing is on the wall here. Really, if it would go either way, on the top left, you will see a review of the scores from the map. Either it is going to be an emphatic comeback or an exit with a whimper for Alter Ego. Z11, they're definitely trying to get this going and maybe get this series out of the way. After all, there is a streak and a record to defend.
Ooh, the tag though on the trip. Wireshould will take advantage of that, but the Razor Vines is gonna trap him in here and still gets a kill before he falls. Now, just like that, only Fontus and Kelsey are left to guard the spike. Sayu gonna come in flanking, and a speedy flank at that, making a lot of noise, providing a lot of utility, making sure that they're unable to recover. Nakia eliminates the Halls player, and we have Killsy, the only one left. It's a tag. Defuse is gonna come through. There's no way to try and defend this one, and there we go. Alter Ego picks things up on the pistol.
I'm really happy that Nakia had the temperance to just kind of chill out CT if he fell and allowed the defenders, or rather the attackers, to get their way towards a heaven. Then maybe that post plant could have been a bit more difficult for Alter Ego to tackle. But for them to take this pistol, it's imperative for their comeback. Now, what we're worried about is if Z11 can steal this away the way they did on Lotus. Alter Ego, they've taken measures. They've gone for the longer range weapons here just so they won't entertain the stronger distance that the pistols are effective at.
Yeah, that's true. They're going to be forced to taking link control a bit more. Adrian King with the off angle. I don't know if they expect this one, but that's a group of people, and therefore they have better cover. Sayu, though, gets a trade immediately. Things are falling apart on the side of Z11, unless Killsy has something to say about it. 70 HP. No shield, no regen, just a sheriff.
I mean, this is more than acceptable for Z11 at this point. They've gotten a few kills. And realistically speaking, I don't think Alter Ego gave away too much of their defensive layout. 48 seconds left, though. If the spike is going to go down, Killsy might just have enough money to, again, help out that effort to maybe play the operator. They do it time and time with Endo. I think this is a map where an operator could benefit. He has 3 bullets left in the chamber, though, so maybe that's something to take into account for, unless he's gonna be sharp as attack. He's really milking this clock. Well, there it is. We have plant gonna go down. Nakia is gonna try and inch his way through the site with a pair. Or rather, with Killsy trying to support him. Now Strud all the way towards bottom. He's hurt. He's given his footsteps away, and Z11 steal it away from Alter Ego. How do they let this happen? It is falling apart. Alter Ego have a lot to think about. I think this is where they should call a timeout. Maybe, just maybe, reconsider how they're gonna approach this map, because Z11 taking away another chance at stability I like the character. I love the flare coming in from the player cams here. But Alter Ego, they've been through worse. They've come back in more dramatic ways. Can't count them out just yet as they try to creep their way towards B. Again, this has been the lighter side for Alter Ego, but a quick response is on its way. We have both initiators trying to give themselves a bit of a cushion. Now Endo found his way towards backside. Razorvine is going to stop any defender from walking on towards B. Sheer and another pair of Razorvines is going to help them here, but Chud with the pistol finds Bossbabe. Important finds here, but Endo and Hardora respond as quickly as possible, and suddenly it falls apart. Looking so good for Alter Ego, yet in a flash, Z11 play the spoilers. These last 2 rounds have gone in a flash. And now,
One enemy remaining.
it's been an unfortunate fate for our boys in red and black. Timeout by Alter Ego. Don't necessarily want to let this slip out of control. Doesn't look like the body language is too bad on their end. They're being very patient about this. They're being methodical. If anything, that first map should be like a good reference point on their ability to just swing in, play from a deficit, try to equalize from there, and ignore the scoreboard.
Yeah, it's going to be a tall order for sure coming back from this 4-11. This timeout is going to be incredibly important to deny and hold them and nail them into that 11 scoreline, and hopefully, you know, just repeat what they did in Abyss, where you can see that the pressure is sort of building already, the facial expressions of the players here. I mean, even though this group stage is gonna last quite a bit, up until, what, February? But still, it does feel like, looking at how close a lot of these matches are, it does feel like it will come down to just how the final scores could possibly be just very, very neck and neck.
4-11. Right now, it's a giraffe versus what? A beetle? I don't think beetles have necks.
Yeah, it's just
Trying
like
to
one
make like
entire body, and then that's it. That's the, that's like the neck combined already.
Although beetles are pretty strong. They like carry, what, at least like 20 times their body weight or something. I have to Google that.
But they don't bite, right?
Yes, they do. Beetles do bite.
Well, that's scary. Okay, now I know. Part of the list of insects I will avoid.
Beetles are cool. Why did we end up on beetles?
I
yes,
want to know too.
um,
I forgot. Anyway, back to the match. It is a bye round for both of these teams here. Cosmic Divide prepared Forgotten. Let's see if that will be utilized in this round.
Oh boy, I mean, it's an option. The 11 might consider taking up some space here and maybe getting the orbs out of the way of Alter Ego. I think they've already given up one. On the B side of things, Gon does have Cosmic Divide, as mentioned earlier.
30 seconds left.
But if you look at this, like, utility spread, look at all of this towards A. Like, look at all of this towards A. Everything else on the map is so bare.
Every single, yeah, A is pretty much empty, and Sayu just in the middle of all the smokes, all the line of sight deniers. Got with a sneaky position, no transfer, but Sayu has his back.
10 seconds
And
left.
just like that, Herdora, the only one left away from the spike, 5 seconds on the clock, has no access, and just has to accept that we're going into a 5-11. No
Well,
match point just yet.
yeah, I was about to say, at the very least, if they freeze Z11 to 11, then the overtime risk is... It's there, it's present, it's very possible, but at the very least, you're not one away from instantly losing.
That is also true. Yeah.
I
You're
really
right.
feel like Hardora should just not play Cypher, dude. Like, just go play Omen, dude. I mean, there is a lot of value in his Cypher at the moment. The traps are obviously enough to keep Alter Ego on their toes.
What?
How did they scout that? Did they see that in the previous round and just decided to spam? Or was that like A hard read. My lord.
It could be a hard read, it could be a prediction, an observation, or it could be just one of those things I'm gonna pre-fire just to see, and it is rewarded. And then now Z11 feels like they have the tools to take this into a match point.
Big toolbox.
Yep.
Gotta
Garden.
use the right one. Yep.
True. The thing about Steel Garden is quite avoidable, especially where people are positioned in the site right now for Alter Ego. They just back off. Space is still space, though.
Trying to make a good like comparison
Scanning ahead.
of tools and whatnot, but at the moment Z11 is the hammer and everything looks like a nail. Alter Ego though, they could be facing the pointy end towards the
30
sides.
seconds left.
Exactly. Natsai, though, really lurking around backside, just throwing all the utility that he can before he possibly falls as he's stuck in a tight corner over here. Finds the headshot, 3 HP, big value, nightfall as well just to detect. Kelsey just stuck in place,
No
nailed
way.
in place, but Kelsey, Hardora, we talked about him earlier. He's positioned for this post plant, but with the Cosmic Divide, things are gonna get even more complicated. Look at this Hardora. It's hard pushing though with a shorty distraction, yellow health bar, and unable to dodge the shots from Gotten. It was quite the duel, but in the end, Alter Ego continues to hold on.
I like how there's just a tactic there, like please not in front of the shop, please. Oh, that was so close.
What transpired? Yeah.
One enemy
I didn't even
remaining.
realize that box was a cafe. I feel like I'm so unattentive of the map. Like, I know what the shapes are. I know how to play around it, but I never pay attention to, like, the smaller details. At the same time, going back to the game, that could have been it. That could have been what pushes Z11 to the penultimate round, but fortunately for Gon, Hardora didn't get blessed by the shorty RNG.
Yeah. It was the right play. It was just not enough with how the bullet spread worked out. AE, though, are satisfied with that, but, you know, Z11, I guess the question is here, hope they're not too rattled that they've been stuck at 11 for quite some time. That happened at Abyss and Endo. Already starting the charge here. Cosmic Divide now used. Gonna do a little bit of a peek here as Fast Lane now used as well. Nakia, they're just gonna trade place this. I thought they were, but they will just respect that and back away and wait for the Cosmic Divide to expire.
This Cosmic Divide has been working wonders for both these teams, and I'm glad Astra's getting a lot of love, but the Steel Guardian is here. Gotta be careful though, because Endo is so prone to getting two-tapped here. Wait.
What? Shorty versus Judge? Who's the winner? It's gonna be Gotten. And still lurking amongst the shadows as Overdrive's now activated. And Alter Ego are cleaning up the site. Hardora has no chance at all, as it is just an instant cleanup from the side of Alter Ego.
Okay, we're getting into dangerous territory now for Z11.
Yup.
Like, guys, gotta calm down. They have one more gun round available to them. And so far, this brute force approach towards A has not bore any fruit. Maybe they have to go back to their roots and be a little more disciplined slicing the map. The thing is, too, you see a lot of activity on Alter Ego's side. They're rotating, I think, their initiators quite often. And Z11, I hope they don't run into the same problem from, what was it? It was Abyss, where they got 16 first kills and barely any rounds after. They have to capitalize on this advantage. The real question is, how do they do that? Do they spread their pressure? Do they try and bully their way onto the site? Do they try to play around the gaps of the unavailable utility? There's so many things to consider. But hey, you gotta play it out.
Yeah, they definitely have to stabilize and, you know, shake it off. Considering that they're just so close to victory. It's just one of those, like, mental, like, heaviness that it's been round after round after round, and we still are unable to break through 11 to 12. But we'll see. They've got a couple of tools. They've got the neural theft available. Sorry, that is from Alter Ego. Rather, they have the overdrive. Well, they do have the neural theft from Hardora as well.
Options, options, options yet on the table. But what they want to avoid is the crumbs. Just don't
Launching
want
thorns.
to make it feel like they could have done more. The 11 different approach. I like that play where they sprayed down towards B. Not sure why they didn't repeat it when Alter Ego have been pretty adamant on being forward here. I think they're trying to farm up the orbs here for either Adrian King or Nakia. They're just trying to get some safety at this point. Kelsey investing his owl drone toward mid link just to see if there's anybody looming in the immediate vicinity. But now Z11 going for a calmer approach to things. Alter Ego, not one to budge either.
Yeah, with the absence of, well, information, there's nothing to bait out just yet unless Ardora is able to just provide information. Only the knife and the recon that's sort of been utilized so far into the earlier rounds. 40 seconds on the clock here.
A lot of time being burnt, and Alter Ego might just have to make some rotations here if they want to go for a hard call. But now they're
30
positioning
seconds left.
themselves for a cleaner retake here. Do they know B-Link is being slowly crawled upon by Z11?
Maybe the question here. Look at the smokes now coming through.
Jeez.
Endo with an aggressive slide. Nakia's gonna push forward as well, but you need a push with the neural theft gonna kick in. 10 seconds on the clock.
10 seconds
There is
left.
access to the plant already as Endo's gonna fall, but they're gonna commit to the plant. And it's a 1v3. Herdora's 1 HP. Godden, this is the clutch, the much needed clutch, but there's so much to clear. There's one at the halls rather, and they won't budge. They will not budge.
Obscuring vision.
Ooh, here we go. There's a pre-fire and the gravity well is used. Killzy ready for the shock dart as well. They're just pre-firing and pre-firing. Godden has no access unless they reveal themselves. And now they're trying to search whether or not Godden is within the smoke. That could have been so dicey as they were wondering, where is Godden? Where is he?
There's so many what could have been, what if clutches in this map alone, and it's just been so entertaining.
Yeah.
God had to make a split decision there. I honestly would not expect anybody to be playing that close anyway, even in that like specific situation. He did have Cosmic Divide, but that would be a band-aid solution to for the rest of the map, and they may have like other plans for this.
Yeah, it felt like the body movements of the players there from Z11, or sorry, Alter Ego felt like. Did you hear the top of the spike? Did you hear it? Can we check?
Yeah.
And there was that big mystery as well, and why they all decided to push. But it's just these types of situations that are just high pressure that will truly. It's just so apparent in, especially match point now for Z11.
Alter Ego. Maybe they should have invested that Cosmic Divide. Maybe they should have thrown everything they could have just to keep the score afloat, just so they, keep it competitive. But like I said, that's the first problem. They don't want to leave crumbs on the table. They want to give it their all before it's too late. Alter Ego, though, great adjustment here towards B. Could find a freebie towards long.
Yeah, absolutely, especially Endo. They need to clear the Hoss player. That's going to be Should. He has done a lot of multi-frags before, but gets shut down before it even happens. There's the concuss. Now they're stuck. It's a funnel. It's a meat grinder. Nakia is not afraid. The Cosmic Divide now used. Now it's causing confusion. They can't check this at all. And now it's all up to Killsy, but it's surrounded by Alter Ego. And AE still holds on.
By a thread, by anything that they can get their hands on, doesn't matter. Alter Ego still competing.
30 seconds.
Z11 close to breaking into an eco round, I think. This Cosmic Divide, and I love the heads-up play here by Sayu just to hug the wall. I feel like it's getting more and more common, but to actually use it to its full potential, that's not as apparent for some players. Like I said, Z11, they are on that eco. They have done some damage with this Bucky, but Pearl is a very open map. But it does look like they decide to scale their way towards a mid.
go, go.
Gonna jump right in as soon as they decide to back away. No one's gonna get concussed by the relay bolt though. That's gonna come right in. What? Is that frenzy? It acted like a sheriff in close range with a headshot as well, and they get 2 Z11. It is an eco, and they get free upgrades.
Oh boy, not like this, Alter Ego. Not like this.
Nope.
There's 2 rifles now on the side of Z11, and we even have a full kit on Vice. I'm not sure how that's gonna pan out, but the Post plan. Whoa, they line up.
Nokia. It's gonna even the odds. Gonna try to escape, and I can't believe it. I thought that was gonna be it. And Kelsey able to get a Marshall upgrade at that, but that's still 2 rifles.
You
They're
want to
up
find
against
it.
that. One setting up a flank. Cosmic Divide now used. And we'll have to see though. They have no access, no comfortable access rather.
30
They're forced to
seconds
plant here. They have no idea that this is going on. And good thing there's coverage. There's a flank. There's a flank. This could be the biggest play, but it's spotted by Bass Babe. And now they're only going to be looking towards one single direction. Sayu, can you do this? Hunter's Fury. Now you're forced to push. Now you're stuck in the middle of it all. And Z11 denies overtime. And they continue their series win streak.
Oh my goodness, Z11 have been a true testament to just